This is worth just reiterating. It's not people sometimes think that under the Biden administration that he was simply asleep at the switch. He wasn't asleep. They weren't asleep at the switch. It was a massive, large-scale program to import as many illegals as possible, ultimately to change the entire voting map of the United States and disenfranchise the American people and make it a permanent, deep blue, one-party state from which there would be no escape.
Elon Musk, DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. They were recently at a rally. It was an election, so I think it was in Wisconsin. So Elon Musk was speaking about DOGE. He was speaking on various topics. So I thought it was very interesting. Let's just get right to it, man. Let's check out my favorite African American and your favorite African American, Elon Musk.
As you may have seen with stuff that we've posted on the Doge.gov website and the Doge handle on the X platform, there is a tremendous amount of waste and fraud in the federal government. Like, shocking, really. So, Antonio, can you tell us what you? Antonio is helping out with the Social Security. So, just trying to review Social Security, where you may have heard that we found 20 million dead people marked as alive in the Social Security database. This is so crazy. And then you'll notice there's a strange trend here where how many Social Security numbers were issued. Do you want to?
Yeah, so let me tell you what happened here. We started at the top of the system.
I want to talk about a lot of maybe.
We started at the top of the system, mapping the whole system of Social Security to understand where all the fraud was. And there's a lot of great people there that showed us really a lot of waste. And so that came up with a big list of stuff that we're working on. You've heard some of that already. But this is what jumped out at us. When we saw these numbers, we were like, what is this? In 21, you see 270,000 people, goes all the way to 2.1 million in 24. These are non-citizens that are getting Social Security numbers.
Yeah, this is a mind-blowing chart.
Yeah, this literally blew us away. Like, we went there to find fraud, and we found this by accident. And this isn't political, by the way. My parents are immigrants. Yeah, this country's been great to us. My brother and sister all born in Spain. I'm pro-legal immigration. This is not political. This is not political. This is about America and the future of America.
Did it the right way.
And there are a lot of good people in the system that pointed us in this direction. I want to honor them right now that work in the government today, who took risks to show us these numbers and tell us what's going on. Yeah. So I want to stop for a minute. I want to honor those people today. Very good people. Very good people.
They want justice.
I have been from D.C. to Social Security offices to the border to track this down, and very good people have helped us along the way. I want to thank them.
Yeah.
This number, what this is when you come in the country, if you're an illegal, there's a couple ways to come in. You come in through a port of entry, and you can tell them you're afraid, and they'll give you an asylum case. You'll get an interview, then you get in. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to just go to the border. Literally, this happened. I talked to Border Patrol myself. Elon was there too. I went to Laredo, and I went to Bronzeville. Elon went to Eagle Pass. You walk up to a Border Patrol officer, and you tell them you want to come in. They have a couple of choices. They could charge you with a misdemeanor or a felony under 1325, or they can make it an administrative offense, like a parking ticket, basically. They were told to do that, make it an administrative offense under the last administration. And then you go walk across the border. They do what's called a release on your own recognizance, and they give you an NTA, notice to appear, which to appear to judge. The wait times on judges are like average 6 years. Look at Grok, you'll see it on immigration judges. There's only 700 of them. This is 5.5 million people. Okay? So what happens then? Once you're in the country and you got asylum through one of these pathways, and we mapped the whole thing out, you can apply for a work document. You file a 765, it's the work form. You get this form called the 766, that's the authorization, and then Social Security Administration automatically sends you in the mail your Social Security number. No interview, no ID.
This is worth just reiterating. It's not people sometimes think that under the Biden administration that he was simply asleep at the switch. He wasn't asleep. They weren't asleep at the switch. It was a massive, large-scale program to import as many illegals as possible, ultimately to change the entire voting map of the United States and disenfranchise the American people and make it a permanent, deep blue, one-party state from which there would be no escape.
Look, if I hadn't seen this myself, I'm not sure I'd have believed it.
Unbelievable.
I went
Wow.
through it myself and mapped it, and Elon is right. This is true. The defaults in the system, from Social Security to all of the benefit programs, have been set to max inclusion, max pay for these people, and minimum collection. That's what's happening. We found 1.3 million of them already on Medicaid, as an example. We've gone through, on every benefit program we went through, we found groups from this particular group of people, this 5.5 million people, in those benefit programs. And then what was really, really disturbing us was why. We're asking ourselves why. And so we actually just took a sample and looked at voter registration records. And we found people here registered to vote in this population, yes.
And who did vote?
And we found some by sampling that actually did vote. And we have referred them to prosecution at the Homeland Security Investigation Service.
Yeah.
Already. That is already happening.
That's crazy, man. Any way to cheat. This is crazy. So they have this whole scheme to bring in people in order to win elections. So bring in illegal immigrants, allow them to stay in the country, allow them to vote. This should be a slap in the face to American citizens. Think about it. Put all the pieces together. They need to go ahead and stay in power. They stay in power. None of the stuff that you're seeing is revealed. You don't know any of this. So it amazes me how many people actually push back on this. Either they don't fully understand what's going on here, or they must be paid, or they're so brainwashed by the Democratic side that they're just pro-party, or maybe it's all the above. I don't know. What really just gets me, man, is these politicians know that they're nefarious, and they'll continue to be in your face, putting up posts, doing rallies, knowing damn well that they are enriching themselves off the backs and the American taxpayers' money. How they could sit up here and do this, man? This is not like somebody took $20 out your wallet, dude. Okay, they are stealing tens of millions of dollars, in some cases, hundreds of millions of dollars, in various ways. This is just one of them. Another way is through insider trading, through insider information. You have politicians that front run the stocks, and they take advantage of, once again, American citizens and retail investors all together by robbing us, because they work in cahoots with banks and hedge funds. This here and corporations. This here is just a big scandal, a big scam that they are opening up the curtains, man. We get to see behind the scenes, and the Democrats hate it. They hate it, man, because they benefit from it immensely.
Right now. Yeah. And the truly disturbing thing, though, I just want you to know this, a truly disturbing thing to me, and the darkest thing about this to me, the voter fraud is terrible, but the human tragedy this created is extraordinary, because what you don't understand, what people don't know, and Americans need to know, that's why I'm here, is that human traffickers made $13 to $15 billion off of this, okay? That's the money that's going around the world, moving people around the world to our borders because of these incentives. How does it work? What happens? Hey, if you're in Africa and you're in Central America, you got to walk up through Mexico and through Central America. Who do you pay? You pay the narcos, you pay the traffickers, right? And we were told by ICE, it's between $20,000 and $500, depends where they pick you up, to walk across all those countries and get all the way up to the border. Where's that money goes? It goes to the cartels. It goes to human traffickers, right? There are 30,000 children that have not appeared on the notice to appear already. ICE knows this. 30,000 children, 270,000 children didn't even get notices to appear. ICE told us that kids are being trafficked back and forth across the border to complete families to make this easier. This is a human tragedy. It's not just the money, it's the people and the kids. And how many of these people died on the way up here that didn't make it in? What happened to them? We created this system here.
It's man, it's horrible. It's a horrible tragedy because there's a lot of people that do lose their lives trying to get here, and even on that side, you have people who don't care about their own citizens, and rather complete the job. Sometimes they just eliminate them altogether, take their money and eliminate them altogether. It's insane what's going on. This is a huge problem, man. Human trafficking, people coming over here illegally. The Democrats, for personal greed, personal gain, and to retain power, they allow all this stuff to happen. So there's layers to this crime. The crime doesn't just stop with, okay, well, we're going to allow these people to come over here and then we're going to give them all the benefits. That's just an aspect of the crime. Look at what they're talking about, the human trafficking aspect of it. Bringing people over here, they're paying this money to come over here, and people are losing their lives. In some cases, people are smuggling drugs into this country, fentanyl, drugs that are killing American citizens. So this is the pushback that the Democrats give, which this is insane. And when I say Democrats, I'm talking about the politicians. Okay, I fully understand that there's going to be constituents that don't fully understand what is really going on here because they're about headlines. And the reason why I can say that is because I was that way. I was a Democrat that was about headlines, so I would just believe any headline that they would put out there because I really wasn't focused on politics, not like I am now. I'm immersed in it now, and it's very interesting because it has real world consequences to your life. But they don't want us to be educated on this. They don't want us to know the truth because they just want us to just vote and just be pro Democrat, and that's it. I have family members and friends that are both Democrat, Republicans, some independents, some independent. It is what it is, but we can have friendly discourse. It's cool. So I don't understand. I don't understand all of the violence that is happening right now. Like I said before, unless it's paid for, unless someone is funding this, you're either being funded or you're so blind that you're just pro party, um, or maybe you just don't fully understand, or all the above. I don't know. It's a serious situation that we all have to face. This is crazy. This affects us all.
They created a incentive for people to come and be taken advantage of by these traffickers. And how do you think they get paid? Well, you're in Africa, Central America, you got $20,000 or $10,000 or $5,000 to pay these traffickers? No, you don't. What happens? You come in, then you owe them the money. You're an indentured servant. If you don't pay them, what happens? What do? They kill your mother, they kill your brother, they kill your family. What happens next? That's what we discovered. And I have to tell you, it's tragic to me. The tragedy, the human tragedy this created is extraordinary. That's the real problem. This is America. We don't do this here in America.
Yeah.
We don't do this here in America. People come here legally, and that's great. Elon came here legally. My parents came here legally. That's the way to do it. This is outrageous.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, you can see because there's still actually a lot of people out there, especially in the sort of center third of the country, that somehow think this is made up by the right, or it's like some fiction. It's not that it's somehow not true, but it is absolutely true. And you can see that if you look at things like the state of New York, which tried to make it legal for illegal immigrants to vote in the state of New York. That was only shot down by the New York Supreme Court a few weeks ago. And California has made it health care available to all illegals in the state. And they initially claimed that it would only cost $3 billion. It's now $9 billion and climbing. So it's really, if you create a massive financial incentive for people to come to the United States illegally, then that's what they will do. It's a very sort of, it'd be strange, it'd be odd if that didn't happen. So the thing that actually has the Democrats losing their mind by far The real reason for these attacks and sort of the burning of the cars and everything is that we're going to turn off the payments to illegals.
Facts. And just to piggyback off of what Elon Musk is saying, these are the things that I know 100% that are true. And I won't go into too much detail, okay? For one, drug trafficking through Mexico, 100% true. Smuggling people through Mexico by the cartel, I know for a fact it's 100% true. And I'll just leave it there.
You know, if you look at that thing with the Roosevelt Hotel and the luxury hotels in New York, where the Federal Emergency Management Agency funds were being used to house illegals in luxury hotels in New York that the average American can't afford. And they were giving a welcome package and $10,000 debit cards and everything else. Like it's super real. I mean, it's like in my I think it's the biggest voter fraud thing in history by far.
I agree.
And moreover, if left unchecked, it would have succeeded.
Real quick, I know a lot of people that are Democrats that hate that this happened. They totally are against illegal immigrants coming over here and the government housing them, giving them benefits, giving them stipends, all of these things, more than American citizens. And this is being paid for by their tax dollars, my tax dollars, our tax dollars, right? But they won't say it on social media. They won't come out and speak negative on it. They won't push back on it because it is against the party.
Behind the Kamala puppet had won, then they change out the puppet, but it's the same machine. Then they would have actually legalized all those people, and there would be no swing states.
And they added more. Remember, it was doubling every year.
Yes.
It went from 1 million to 2 million.
It was going ballistic.
Going ballistic. And it is just, these people are just entering the benefit programs now, by the way.
Right. So it's really about just restoring integrity to the voting system, which really should not be a right or left cause, but a cause for all.
You know, I was thinking about this as somebody who, think about it, if you're a law-abiding citizen, American citizen, you pay your taxes, you do things the right way. This has to infuriate you because think about it. Think about how quickly the IRS will come down on you if you owe money. Think about all of the things that you can't get away with. You're like, hey, there's certain things that hey, I can't do this, man. I'll go to prison. I'll go to jail. So you know what? I don't do these things. I try to walk the straight and narrow as much as you can. We've all been young and stupid. I get it. I'm just saying, man, as you become older, you have kids and you get older and you're just thinking, okay, man, you have to do things the right way, even in your community, trying to be a good community person. For your neighbors, your family, just try to be a good example.